Austin here. I am. I have this pair of Patagonia windproof gloves. Had them for a couple years now. They are super sweet. Wind, a little bit of cold. They work great. And when I bought them a couple years ago, they had tips on them for smartphones. That's worn off a bit ago, and I don't like pulling my gloves off when I'm trying to use my phone for navigation. And so I'm going to fix them with some conductive thread and a back stitch. I reviewed some other videos on YouTube, and I didn't really like the sewing methods that they used, and I'm not a professional or anything even close to that, but at least the method, I did a little more research about just sewing techniques, and so this back stitch seems to work like a little bit better for coverage for this application, in my opinion. So I've done a couple of the fingers already, and I'm going to do the pointer finger on the right hand. And this one's got a little bit more of a problem where the seam on the inside actually split away, and so we'll see what happens. But it's worked. I've tested it on the other three, and so I'll show you what I do or what I did. So hopefully help somebody else out there. So I'm gonna show a close-up of the back stitch technique, which is what I used on the fingers of this glove. It gives good coverage for the conductive thread. And so what I've done already is I just put a safety pin here on this side of the finger, because I know that that's the side that I want to put the conductive thread through. And when I had flipped it through earlier, I wasn't sure when it was inside out if I wanted it on this side or this side, because it gets confusing. And I definitely want it on this side because that's the part when I'm using two fingers to move a map, or anytime you use two fingers on the screen, I just need a little bit more of the thread on this side. So that's why the pin's there. You don't have to have it, but it just makes it easier. So I'm just gonna flip the finger through. And I'm gonna start at the tip because I want as much of the thread as possible up at the tip. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna pull the thread through, and basically I tied a little knot, just an overhand, the simplest knot you can think of in this side, and snipped it off. So I'm just gonna pull it through, and it's gonna catch on the material right there. And that's basically it for the inside out portion. So I'm just gonna flip the finger back right side out. So now I've got my glove right side out. I can take this pin out because I know where I'm going now. I'm just gonna use the rest of this thread on this. And so the back stitch, basically what you do is the thread came out of the cloth or out of the glove here. And so I'm just gonna use that as my starting point. I'm gonna go really close to it. In once, and then I don't want to catch multiple layers, so I'm just gonna move this around a little bit, and I'm basically gonna come out over here, so a bit away, and I'm just gonna pull that through, and it's not gonna look like much at this point. But it's just kind of setting up the run. And so now I'm gonna take the tip of the needle back to that original point, and I'm gonna go then from here down to over here. So I'm gonna go basically the same length again and come out this side of the glove. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go down to there, and I'm just gonna pull that through. And so now I've got a nice long piece of thread there. And I'm just gonna do that one more time. So in right past where that one came out, skip this thread, and come out again down below it. And so now I've got thread that comes through the top in a line, basically. So I'll do one more right here just to finish off this line. But this time I'm not gonna go past it. I'm just gonna come out to the same spot because I don't wanna go any lower with the thread. I just wanna kind of finish off the run. Okay, so just kind of pull it tight, not super tight. And then I'm just gonna reverse that and go back up. Same process, just in reverse. So now I'm gonna go in where that thread came out. I'm gonna go up 2 basically. Not gonna look like much. I'm gonna go in one more and up here. So now I've got a long piece there. And then where that one went in, I'm gonna go back in and follow it and come up the top. So now I've got 2 long pieces of thread there. And I'm just gonna finish this off with one final one right here. So now I've got that corner of the glove with the conductive thread in it. So now it's on this corner, so that when I go to use 2 fingers, that thread will be there. So as a final move, I'm just gonna put this back through and tie a knot in it. So I'll just go in through there. Just gonna pull it out, it's this on the inside, and then I'm just gonna tie a couple quick knots. So just an overhand knot style again. And I just do 2. Because if 1 is good, 2 is better. Just snip that off. All right, now moment of truth. Gotta put the finger back through. All right, and so I just pulled up on Fat Maps the tour I did over the weekend, and now I'm able with 2 fingers to to enlarge or go out, I can move the map with all the 4 fingers. And so it seemed to work.